Hey guys, it's Nate, aka TheFutAccountant. Welcome back to the channel. We're back. I missed you guys over the last week for sure, but thanks again for supporting the channel the ways that you guys do. Allow me to take a week off on holiday. It was a great time away. It was a great relaxation, separation from everything. But I come back and EA is giving out 99 rated stats on cards, and it's February. Last time I checked the calendar. That's crazy. We need to talk about that Evo that dropped yesterday, and more importantly, the big Fantasy FC content coming in objectives today. That big leaked cup that everybody's been talking about is dropping today on this game, and potentially one of the best, if not the best, icon player pick SBC yet. Are the base cards finally leaving and team of the year cards coming to replace it? We need to talk about that and the market, including these Fantasy FC cards. If you're excited for it, guys, drop a thumbs up on the video, and of course, subscribe if you're new. Let's look over the content from yesterday. Now, I know there's been a lot of content that has dropped since we last did a video. I'm not going to cover everything. What I'm going to do is just brush over a couple things from last week that I wanted to point out, but then also specifically what happened yesterday on Saturday, heading into Sunday. We'll just get the ball rolling like that. Now, we have to mention this new Fantasy FC Rush mode. The thing I don't like about this, and the other cup, to be honest, that I just noticed, is it's only out for 2 more days. I mean, sure, I'm coming right into this not being on the game for a week, but this is only out for 2 days and it dropped yesterday. 84 times 5, some good packs in here, and the Fantasy FC passing evolution. I love the passing. I love the shooting evo that's in the other cup as well, for just the boost that you get to the card without actually upgrading the overall to the player, which is super duper sick. So I think this is worth doing. It's not that hard, but it's hard enough that it takes a little bit of work. Score an 8, assist a goal, win 6, and get 25,000 points. But I think that's going to end up being worth it for the packs that you get. Now, personally, I know a lot of you guys won't be in this scenario, but I'm thinking of doing this rush mode, the 2 rush modes in here, and getting the Fantasy FC Cup done if possible instead of playing FUT Champs. I know that sounds crazy, but I'd rather have the evolutions and some of these good packs in here instead of playing Champs, especially if I had to like choose one or the other. I think I might choose this. Let me know how you guys have been going on in this Fantasy FC Cup. I know the requirements, the restrictions are pretty interesting from this, but I think the rewards, I get the SP in there too. I don't think it's that bad. I think it's a fun, different way to play the game. That was at least my thought of when I saw that cup there. But the new rush mode yesterday, such a short time frame, and same thing with that cup. We'll be talking more about cups though as we get into today's content for sure. Now let's go to SBCs, because we got one of the biggest named icons in the game as an SBC yesterday. It is Rude Hullet. Now, it's only his base card. It's not his Centurions or anything like that, but 4-star, 5-star, you know what you're getting with a guy like this. Sure, this card's been out since the beginning of the game, but it's a guy that's going to just play above and beyond what his playstyles, what his stats actually say about the card. He just is one of those cards that has aura in the game. After using the Winter Wildcards Hullet last year, who everybody kind of ratted on was not that great of an SBC, too expensive, that guy was in my team for ages because he just played better than a lot of the other cards did. So if you want to do Hullet, here's a great opportunity to just get him done. It's 14 squads. Yeah, it's 1.1 million coins. His card in the market is a little bit cheaper. I know it's downvoted. The SBC is, I believe, if you look at the percentages, 17% upvote to 83 downvote. If you want Hullet, do the SBC. That's what I would tell you to do. I don't know if personally this one's going to be a complete for me. Man, if it was the Centurions Hullet, then I think I would be on it. But I think for this one, it's just not where I need to put my fodder right now. I've got a lot of other SBCs that are calling me before that one, but if you really want Hullet, I have no problems against that one. Now, the other player SBC that dropped yesterday was actually a player pick. It's between Nicoli and Buendia. And when I actually looked at Footbin yesterday to see what content has dropped, I saw a Fantasy FC player pick, and I was like, oh, dip, that's like a guaranteed upgrade player pick. No, it's not. You do an SBC, which is pretty cheap, to be fair. It's only 75,000 coins, and you get your pick of either Buendia, who has transferred to Leverkusen, or Nicoli for the women's Manchester City team. Both are Quickstep Plus and Trivela Plus cards. I think Buendia would be the play here. They're both 4-star, 4-star. I find that interesting. I've noticed through some of the Fantasy FC cards that I've looked at. It feels like in other promos, they maybe would have gotten a 5-star skill or a 5-star weak foot boost, but since it's a live promo, EA is kind of saving some of those boosts for later on down the line. 75,000 coins this card though, I mean, it's not that bad, to be honest. Lacking in playstyles. I think right now, this is just me kind of coming back to this game from being off for a week. the thing that's separating some of these good cards and cheap cards that are still good but kind of cheap and the great cards for me are the number of extra play styles that they have. And that is why I like the Guti. Even though it doesn't have that many, I think the playstyles that he has are so important that I think it's worth a shout. Like, this SBC for me is the one that sticks out right now the most out of the more expensive ones that have been dropped recently. Of course, the Joao Felix has been dropped recently as well, and for him, I mean, I just don't think that's really going to be the move. Now, the nice thing about Felix is he's out for a long time. They extended him. I actually saw EA tweet about that. So you could wait and see Felix's card. I believe all the games will be played by the time this SBC expires, so you could decide to do that then. But, like, I look at the SBCs from even last week during the Grassroots Greats promo, I still think guys like N'Golo Kante, even though I was against this card at first, the Ferland Mendy, I don't know about the Ferland Mendy for me personally, but the Bombito, and some of the other cards, the Mullen for a fun one, and then, of course, the icons that we talked about. Stoichkov interests me for sure. The Carlos Alberto really interests me as a card for my team specifically that I'd be interested in. It's some of these SBCs that I think take precedent for me over some of those other players, and maybe even some of the fantasy SBCs that are going to be upcoming. But I had to mention some of those SBCs. We will be back in that segment of the content in just a little bit to talk about some more. But let's keep it moving, and let's take a look at that evolution, guys. The 99 dribble Evo. When I saw this added to a part of content yesterday, I was honestly kind of shocked because, like I mentioned in the intro, it's February and we have a 99 stat boosting Evo. Basically, put anybody into this. I mean, look at the requirements: max 94 pace, 88 overall. If you have those mid to low 90 stats, that's a crazy card. But you put an 88 overall rated card into this, and you're boosting them all the way up to 99 dribbling. You don't get really anything else except for 99 dribbling and a cosmetic upgrade. But we're here for the 99. Anytime you can take something to a 99 in this game, it is a big deal. I think it's worth. I 100% think it's worth the 90,000 coins. They could have made it 99,000 coins. Get it? 99,000 coins for 99. Whatever. I think this evolution is sick, to be honest, because, again, like I said, the 99 stat just hits different. It looks crazy because it's max. It's as high as you can go. And to be fair, it's a stat you're not going to have to worry about for the rest of the game on one of these cards. And I remember a 99 shooting Evo last year that I put one player into. I put in Jesus Ferreira into an Evo chain, and it ended up being a card that was usable until the end of the year because he had 99 in that stat. And that's what you're going to be getting out of this evolution. Now, I have no idea who I'm going to put in this. That Johan Cruyff looks very, very tempting. And as you can tell based on FUTBIN, there's a lot of really, really good cards that fit into this. The Rafael Leao Evo chains right now are going crazy. This Kenny Dalglish looks nuts. The Cristiano Ronaldo Inform looks pretty crazy. But, like, even this Nkunku, man, you get gold Nkunku. You put him into, who cares about block and rapid? Maybe you just want the rapid. You get the rapid plus anyway, so it doesn't matter. You put him into fantasy captain, just like Jamie, and then the fantasy FC shooting boost, passing boost. That's a really sick evolution card right there. That's a really, really sick card. 99 dribble, 93 shooting, 95 passing with good play styles around the rest of the card. 5-star skills, needs the weak foot, but you could tack on a weak foot boost maybe somewhere along the line here, as long as it would have messed up the chain, because that was an evolution that was released a little while ago. And you can make him 5-star, 4-star. That's the part of this Evo that has not unlimited potential, but like crazy potential. And that's one thing I want to come back to here is the player requirements. Max 94 pace, 91 shooting, 93 passing. Like, there still could be Evos within the next 2 weeks that if you're not 100% sold on putting somebody into this Evo, or you don't have 90K that you want to spend on it straight away, like, definitely sit back for a second, let it simmer, wait on it a little bit, and then see what else comes out in the next 2 weeks. We always say this with evolutions. It's always a good idea to take a little bit and wait, unless you know straight away who you want to put into it, just because there's a lot that could be coming evolution-wise that could create even crazier players. And this one's max 88, which is a really, really good sign. Now, this Leao, I have to mention it. Everybody's trying to pack gold Leao right now to try to put him into the complete winger to give him the tech plus. Then you give the fantasy cup boost for the shooting and the passing. And then you put him into the fantasy captain, and that's just a disgusting Rafael Leao card. The Dalglish, as we mentioned there, is pretty crazy. And then I tweeted out this Cruyff yesterday. This one is really tempting to me as he's a club legend. And just like we mentioned with Hullet, this is the type of card card that is going to play above his stats in game. You look at the 86 pace and say, Nate, that's too slow. Is it though? I mean, he could suffice for sure as a center attacking mid with the 91 shooting, the tiki-taka, and the 99 dribbling. His left stick is going to be absolutely disgusting. So for me personally, I think I'm going to wait right now before I decide. But honestly, as I look through these evolutions and even like the Rafael Leao chain and some of the other grassroots evolutions that we had in the last week, I think the way that it looks, the Evos really carried last week's Grassroots Greats promo, and it's already starting off pretty good. I mean, Friday's evolution wasn't amazing, but this one yesterday on Saturday, Fantasy Captain, was really, really good. Hopefully, that's the continuation of Evo content continuing to be good forward throughout the rest of this promo. Now, how did this Evo impact the market? Anytime you can create 99 of something, it's going to impact the market, right? Well, it didn't actually crash the market as much as maybe I thought that it would, because I remember last year we already kind of pulled it up and mentioned the 99 shooting boost Evo that was dropped. That actually crashed the market a lot. And this Evo's 90,000 coins in paid, so I kind of expected a bit of an impact, but as I'm looking around things, not a whole lot changed. That Olise's down a little bit there. Bruno Fernandes is actually up right now. I was looking to more of the Grassroots Grades cards because they're kind of the most meta out-of-pack special cards right now that are in a mid to lower tier budget. I mean, the rest of the market is kind of on a slow downtrend as I was looking through a few of these Future Stars cards, right? Like last week on Monday and Sunday, Gittins was 1.3 mil and now he's 1.1. Or a guy like Didier Drogba was 1.6 last week during Grassroots Greats, and now he's 1.1 million coins. So the market has definitely been in a bit of a downtrend, but I can't really look at too much from yesterday and say, oh my goodness, this 90,000 coin Evo like actually really hurt prices. Like it hurt a few things here or there, but it wasn't that crazy. But I still think that with the content we have upcoming, maybe today on Sunday with some new SBCs that could potentially be draining coins, multiple paid Evos that are out right now, I think that might be one of the reasons why the market has kind of just been falling a little bit. It's not been a crash per se, but it's just kind of been like tapering downwards because you got a 60k Evo here that gives 2 playstyle pluses. Sorry, that's this one. Just like Jamie that gives 2 playstyle pluses, this one gives tech plus. Then of course you have the 99 one with the that's you know, how many coins is that? Like darn near 200,000. That's over 200,000 coins between those 3 Evos right there. Math is hard sometimes. That's a lot of coins if you're using coins for all those to take out of your club and to put in. Not to mention if you did the Maradona Evo, that was 500,000 more coins taken away there too. So I think that's kind of the state of like most of the out of packs market at the moment. Bit of a drop there, but I still think the market's actually pretty good for trading. I watched some of the cards, especially these fantasy cards, and I want to talk about these for a moment because I think there's something we have to really watch today. I watched yesterday Daniel Malen on Saturday go from 670,000 coins up to 800k. Of course, they won, but his card's still dropping off, which is kind of expected, right? Son, his card went up as well. He actually had the best kind of game yesterday because he had the big boost, right? Because he's one of the players who scored a goal. That's really, really good for the card. One of the harder kind of upgrade paths to achieve. But most of these are down, and that's what you expect from a normal promo. Crystal Dunn, 80,000 coins. By the way, that card for 80k looks crazy, right? Some of these cards in here look overpriced to me as well. But I think these are going to be really interesting to watch, especially some of them who have games today. We have to start looking at these fantasy cards, the heroes and the regular ones, for potential investments for those that have games really soon, especially a guy like Malen. He's got another one coming up midweek. Philip Billing. This is going to be a card that I mentioned specifically by name today. Watch this Billing card as we get into squad battle rewards because he's going to get packed a good bit, but I believe Napoli played today, and you know he's going to be one of the cards packed a decent amount from squad battle rewards, but it's going to be a card that like, you know, he has good potential to upgrade with their opponent today. He's got great play styles. It's a really, really sick card for a low budget. And like, just imagine he gets an assist or something like that in this game. That's going to be an extra +1 on top of the card. If they get the win as well, you're moving towards another upgrade. And then as long as he doesn't get a yellow or red card, I love the upgrade path here with these cards. I like that it's different. yellow and red card thing, the addition of the domestic league title or cup, giving an extra boost down the line, that makes these cards live longer. And then, of course, the scoring 10 goals thing, one face stat goes to 99. I love that. I think that's actually really sick from EA to add some extra qualifications into these fantasy cards. So I know the promo Friday wasn't that crazy in terms of the content that came out, but I think yesterday on Saturday kind of, I don't know, redeemed it a little bit with that evolution for sure. Decent SBC, but I think we have more coming into today that may make this Fantasy FC promo even go up another notch. Now, let's talk about the big cup that is out there. Now, firstly, before we do that, since we're kind of piggybacking off of the end of talking about fantasy cards, make sure you use the foot bin tracker here, guys. I think it's the best place to be looking at these cards. Like you can see, Hyunmin Son, he got that goal or assist, actually had 2. So, boom, he got that one checked off. He is the first card due an actual upgrade, I believe. None of the other ones are due upgrades. Malin, they got 1 win, but he didn't get a goal or an assist. And, of course, 2 of 10 since they scored 2 on the overall 10-goal upgrade part there. So make sure you check this tracker. It's on Footbin. Go to Players, Trackers, boom, right there for fantasy. Or, of course, my favorite part about these is you can click on the card, go to Tracker, and bang, right there. You see he's got 2 of 10, and then he got 1 win of 2. So you can kind of track their progress individually there. But let's talk about what's coming today. This is kind of crazy. I saw the leaks and I saw the tweets. Even when I was on vacation, not really checking this stuff, but I was kind of like, I gotta see what this is about, because I saw people tweeting about a MyCon, like a fantasy MyCon card available as a reward of a cup. And I was like, yo, this is crazy. And now when I read this, it is pretty crazy, but it's going to be sweaty, and you can't even get that high tier of reward as soon as this cup comes out. Guys, the Fantasy FC League, which is basically, people are calling it a new game mode. It's a friendly mode. It is another cup is what this is, but it's completely different to the Fantasy FC Cup, and I'm sure you've seen the leagues, so I won't talk about this too much. But the crazy thing about it is it's a league style format. I think EA is just testing something here with a different format. Well, a similar format. We know what league format is, right? But they're kind of testing it inside of friendlies, and we've not really seen something like this before, where you can play a cup mode, but then your progress in 1 week kind of goes into the next week and then into the next week. This is going to be 3 weeks long, where it's going to come out today on the 23rd. Not entirely 3 weeks long. I guess it's a little bit less than 3 weeks, but you're going to get 36 entries. So basically 1 game played sounds like 1 entry. So it's kind of like a weekend league in a sense, where you have a fixed number of games. You can't go over it. It's 36 games. And the maximum reward, aka rank 1, I guess, is at 30 wins. And that's what everybody is aiming for here, because that's what gets you the MyCon card. That's going to be hard, okay? This is not going to be a friendly mode that's going to go golden goal. Everybody's going to be sweating for this, because with this card at the end, if you're somebody who gets 10, 11 wins plus in the weekend league, that's a card that you freaking want for free. That's a live MyCon as well, by the way. One of, if not the best right backs in this game since his addition to the game this year. That's going to be an insane card. And the fact that he's there for the taking for free, if you can get him, that's going to be a huge flex if you get that card. But it's going to be very difficult to get. So you have to win 30 of 36 matches, it sounds like. 12 entries will be given today, 12 more on the 27th, and then the last ones will be released on March 3rd. So it'll be into March, which is not that far away, actually, until you'll be able to get him. But there are some rewards along the way. Allegedly, there's rewards every 2 wins, which is awesome. I mean, it's going to kind of look like this Fantasy FC Cup here. And maybe to not make it super cluttered, what they'll do is they'll do like Fantasy FC League 1, and then the week 2 they'll drop Fantasy FC League 2. So then if you're a little bit behind, you could maybe do more than 12. I'm not sure how that's going to work and how it's going to overlap. But the bottom line is you get rewards at 10, you get Benacer for 10, you get Odegaard for 20 wins, and you get the MyCon for 30, which I like that there's packs in between, because if it was only those players, that'd be really tough. This is going to be super sweaty, though. The biggest question I have is, what are the requirements? I don't know if they mentioned it in here, but what are the requirements going to be? It says, in the spirit of Fantasy FC, users will need to build a squad out of your overall allowance. Interesting. That's really, so is it going to be similar? Unless it's been leaked and I've completely missed it, is it going to be similar to this Fantasy FC Cup? That I don't know, because I think this is fun. I think it's cool. But if that sort of thing does happen in this new Fantasy FC League mode as well, there could be a lot of cards that fluctuate up and down today. So I personally haven't seen, maybe I've missed it, leaks for what this mode is going to actually require. But that's something to watch very closely today, because whatever is the most hype cards, if there's like some max 85s or 6s, the most meta cards for certain ratings, kind of like that other Fantasy Cup, could be moving, because this one's going to be the most sweaty. People are going to want the best cards. Evos are going to come into play for this too. So that's a crazy mode, and it deserves a lot of that attention. But I also think it's going to be seen as like just very sweaty, and it's going to get hyped up for the rewards, but then it's not going to be that incredible because it's going to be hard. It's going to be sweaty and all that. So that's my take on that, but I'm absolutely interested in it. Now, something that we can all get interested in, because we can all get fodder through the menus and crafting. Icon player pick, I believe. Nothing in terms of icon pack. It's all been icon picks recently. The leak on Friday. You know, it's kind of a mid-promo Friday, when literally minutes after the content drop, you've got leakers tweeting about the icon player pick that's going to be coming out on Sunday. If you've been trading Romania, tweeted it first. Team of your icons are included in the next Casino SBC, aka in the next icon upgrade pack / player pick. That's big. Team of your icons, that really moves up the ceiling, because the best icons that you had in this before were winter wildcards, and the team of the year icons were a big boost in terms of the stats, in terms of the hype. You look at some of those icons there, and just the team of the year icons in general. You've got how many cards here over 1 million coins? Puskás, Henry, Cantona, Eusebio, Pelé, Roberto Carlos is kind of there, Cafu. You got some really, really awesome cards in here, cards that a lot of people love. Even a Miyama is still Cannavaro. Great cards at this stage of the game. So that's going to add some hype for sure to the icon player pick that comes out today. Now, my biggest question is, everybody's been wanting base icons to be removed from these icon player picks, and now we've got plenty of different promo icons. They could take them out. If they do, I think this is going to be one of the most expensive icon picks of the year. Honestly, though, I don't know if they will, because the base icon allows them to make this a bit cheaper. Like, this is 85, 86, 89. It might be double this price if there's no base cards in it, because that just gives us so much fodder, right? And that's what makes the SBC not that hype. I think that's really what it boils down to today. Do they take the base cards out, or do they leave them in? If they take them out, it's going to be expensive, and I actually think you could see some fodder that would move. Today, with squad battle rewards, if you want to invest in this at all, I think you could see, and actually this has been one of the decent ways to trade each week on Thursdays and on Sundays. I remember doing this before I went on holiday, and even checked the graphs a little bit ago, and they had some good movements last Sunday as well. Buying fodder during the supply, especially on Thursday. You see Haaland went from 79 to 69, back up to 76, but then even on Sunday, I guess I see Sunday here for Haaland, 70,000 coins, down to about 67, and then he did spike to 70 again, but then they went down on Monday. But that's just because an 87 plus mixed icon pick isn't that crazy. If there is more than one 89 rated squad today, yes, it'll seem expensive, but if the base cards aren't in it, there's going to be a lot more people that will be interested in that SBC. You could look to invest in maybe 88s or 89s, not to make a ton of coins per card unless it's really cheap and a big surprise, but I think you could invest there if you wanted to. If you want to invest in some sort of fodder at the moment, I think what I would recommend investing in would be informs, because every single Tuesday, this is an early call, and I'm not saying you're going to make a ton of coins here, but I think even last week informs went up, were they like 16, 17,000 coins? You have to double check me on that one, because I wasn't checking myself, but they're 13,000 coins right now. I don't know. I mean, even if we get an 83 times 10 or an 82 times 20, 3 times repeatable, which we've been getting every single Tuesday for the last couple of weeks, I think you're getting in early here, but I think that might be smart. Picking these up at like 13K, if you can get them under 13K, that sounds fantastic. If they go to 15 to 16K, you're happy. That's for a team of the week fodder investment. I think that's realistic to hope for this week, just because we keep getting those upgrade pack SBCs on Tuesday. So that's one thing I wanted to mention early, just so you can get in there if you want to invest in some fodder. And then maybe if you're going to invest somewhere else in fodder, 84s. You can't go wrong at something that's literally almost minimum price, like 1.2K, 1.1 on bid. Same thing for the 85s, as low as you can get them into the 2K range today on bid there. That might be a decent investment. I still think the market's really good for trading and flipping cards at the moment. I haven't traded any cards myself. You may be like, Nate, the last time I saw you, you had 6.2 mil. I have stacked up a lot of packs. I did almost all the grassroots grinds packs. So we're going to have a massive, massive pack opening later today this week, probably after Monday when the new upgrade pack / player pick comes out. That'll be the real motivation for me to get on and start grinding some of those packs and stuff. But that's where the coins have gone for the content, basically. I got all last week's 83 times 14 saved up. Like, literally, I have 250, I think, packs saved up. I didn't get all the grassroots grinds done, but we're going to have one mega pack opening this week. It's going to be fantastic. I'm going to craft out all the SBCs that I missed out on, and it's going to be a blast. So we'll be doing that this week for sure. But last thing to talk about, content-wise today on Sunday, we still have some outstanding leaked SBCs in the name of Boniface and Maldini. Now, this leak, Maldini, I could see Maldini being today. I could also see Maldini being like next weekend. You know, this is a 2-week promo, and there's a lot of blurred lines between what's team 1, what's team 2. We probably won't know that for sure, but Sundays usually bring player SBCs as well, even with all the other stuff that's coming today with the cup or the league, whatever mode. And then, of course, the SBC for the icon player pick. We still could get an icon player SBC today. But again, I think for that, high-rated fodder, if you want to invest in anything there, would be the play. And then the informs for sure will be the place to go. So I think for me today, what I'm really interested in is seeing what other packs there are from this cup. That's really what it is for me. What are the requirements for the cup and what other packs that there are? Because I think the concept has a lot of potential. But I think for a lot of people as well, seeing the number of wins you have to get, even though it's spaced out over time, another competitive game mode, making a friendly part of the game become competitive seems really, really interesting. There's even people that are saying like rubber band in the cup mode to lower your elo, since the cup matchmaking is elo based now, like foot champs, instead of based on your division. That was stated at the beginning of the year. A lot of people are trying to rubber band on this to try to get an advantage in this cup, which is crazy to me, to be honest. However, people are going to do what people are going to do to try to get the best rewards and try to win. I know I am nowhere near being able to get this MyCon card. There's no way I'm going to go 30-6. If it was golden goal, I wouldn't even go 30-6 per normal for me. But maybe this Odegaard would be fun to get, and I'll just play it. If it's fun, we'll go for it. If it's got cool requirements, if it's allowing me to use different cards, if that levels the playing field a little bit, then maybe we'll have a go for it, especially if the rest of the rewards inside of it are good too. Kind of like this one is. Like, I want to play this Fantasy FC Cup as well because it's going to require me to use a different team, which is kind of fun for me. I hope it's golden goal, but you guys might have to let me know for that one. But then I think the rewards are worth it in that. I think those are some decent packs. Also want to get this Chukwuemeka done as well because Dortmund absolutely cooked. So his upgrades are looking a lot more likely based off of that. But it's great to be back, guys. I'm excited to get back on the market as well. I got to get trading, and I've got duplicate theory for Sun since I packed the winter wild cards. So I'm going to try to pack the 93 Sunny here, shushing, with all the packs that we have saved up. I can't wait to get into that later on this week in the streams and in the videos and stuff like that. But it's great to be back, guys. I hope you have a great Sunday. Enjoy the footy that is happening today, and make sure to sell in the hype. Whoever's playing today that you're investing in, maybe it's that Philip Billing, maybe you're going to invest in Vialli. I still can't believe that EA, just one quick thing here, this card is sick to me. Like, the EA, anytime they make somebody who's like literally unusable in a FIFA sense, usable, Power Shot Plus with 90 pace, 92 shooting, and 90 dribbling with, was it a 5-star weak foot? 4-star, 5-star. What a player. With the upgrade potential and Trickster, I want to try this card. Heck yeah. And Juve played today, so of course, if they win this game, it's moving towards a +1 overall and a +1 roll ++. And then, of course, if they go out and score like 5 today, one face stat goes to 99. Imagine that's dribbling. Imagine that's shooting for him. Even physical. I don't know. These 99 stats, it's going to be like the Thunderstruck cards. That's the last thing I'll say. With these fantasy cards, the stat upgrades, is it going to be like Thunderstruck where they gave us good play styles? If you guys remember, they gave good playstyle upgrades for the Thunderstruck cards once they got there. Are they going to do the same thing for fantasies? Are they going to give good 99 stat upgrades for like pace, for dribbling, for defenders defending? Or are they just going to stick it on somebody like that Vialli? They're going to give him like 99 passing, which wouldn't be terrible, but like there's no way they're going to give him 99 physical or defending, right? Like, you would want dribbling, shooting, or pace, most likely? That's the real question that I have. We'll just see later on down the line as we get closer to it. But that's the video for me today, guys. If you did enjoy, drop a thumbs up on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. Comment below if you have any questions, of course, as always. And I will see you guys in a stream. I'm excited to get back on, chat with you guys. Missed you. I'll see you there, man. Enjoy your Sundays. Enjoy the footy. It's been TheFutAccountant. See you later. Peace.